back. The Undertaker, considered to be one of the most powerful cards from the Naxxramas era, feared across the meta, dominating the ladder, and then he was nerfed and he disappeared. So, I am incredibly excited to be playing the Undertaker again in a Hearthstone deck. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Oakijak's Aggro Priest deck, also called Death from Within. I love that title, very creative. And the strategy with this deck is simple. Well, there are a couple of strategies. Firstly, the Undertaker. Play the Undertaker on turn 1, and then play your deathrattle minions on the subsequent turns, buff the Undertaker. And, well, we're an aggro deck, so ideally you want to go face with the Undertaker, but a buffed up Undertaker can perhaps get you a couple of really good value trades as well in the early game. Speaking of the deathrattle minions, which are buffing the Undertaker, these deathrattle minions, the Leper Gnome, the Sand Trooper, the Shadowed Spirit, when they die, they do damage to the enemy hero. So you can resurrect these minions through Raise Dead, Embalming Ritual. You've also got Psycho Pomp and Rally. Bring them back to life, kill them off, more damage done to the enemy hero. But if that is not enough, we have Xyrella, the Devout, which has now become one of my favourite heroes in Hearthstone purely because of this deck. The battle cry says, trigger the death rattle of every friendly minion that died this game. Now, if you have killed off your Leper Gnomes, resurrected them, killed them off again, resurrected them, killed them off again, actually this adds up to quite a bit of damage that Xyrella can do, and it is often unexpected by your opponent. So, let's have a look at the deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder. And it's a hunter. Now, if you're curious about my rank, 6,621. This was the last day of the December 2021 season, and I was playing a lot of off-meta decks. Bad off-meta decks, but really fun off-meta decks. And I tanked my rank from about, 4,000? All the way down to 6,000. I don't care about my rank at Legend, I just want to have fun. And for me, having fun in Hearthstone usually means playing off-meta decks. Now I've made an unexpected play here. I've cast Embalming Ritual on the Undertaker, coined it out even. We're facing a questline hunter. They're going to have cheap spells in hand, and so I'm confident that they can kill off the Undertaker. The question is, can they kill off the second body of the Undertaker that comes back to life? Yep. Yes, they can. They've just got all the cheap spells, and that's worthy of an emote from my side. My poor Undertaker. Oh, but we get another one. But we're not going to play that. We're just going to play effectively in terms of using all of our mana here. So the Dead Ringer, utilising all 2 of our mana. And next turn we will play the Shadowed Spirit for 3. We'll just hold our Undertaker back for now. Obviously, the longer the game goes on, the less value you really get from playing the Undertaker. This is quite interesting though. Our opponent is a questline hunter, but they're not an odd hunter. Their hero power only does 2 damage. I find this interesting. Also, Stitch Tracker. I find that fascinating too. Well, they are at Diamond 5, and people play strange decks at Diamond 5. So, there we go. This is a beautiful play. Rally brings back the Undertaker, 2 other deathrattle minions, and the ordering of that buffs the Undertaker. That's so cool. And they've decided that, yeah, they've had enough.
Xyrella versus
Right. It is time for a priest.
I will light the way.
So, if you see a priest now, what kind of deck do they usually play? Reno Priest is rare. So it's more than likely Big Priest. Recently I've seen some... Ooh, activate the obelisk. I've seen some Big Priests playing some quite interesting minions, to say the least. Deviating from the traditional formula that we're used to seeing from Big Priest from back in the day. Okay. So they're playing resurrection cards. It is definitely a kind of Big Priest. So we need to kill them before they get a big minion on the board. Right. I could have played the Void Touched Attendant on that turn, but what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to fill my board up with stuff. I'm conscious of a board clear, potentially. Like Spirit Lash or something else. Just want to fill the board. It has survived. So now I'm going face with all of these minions and I'm playing the Mind Blast. All with that Void Touched Attendant in play. Oh wow, and they concede. Wow. Next game is a Shaman, and the Undertaker is in hand. I'm gonna keep the bird. I love the bird. We're keeping the bird. Threw away the Void Touched Attendant though, because I was looking for a 2-cost deathrattle minion. Didn't get lucky though, unfortunately. Oh, we just got lucky. I mean, look, this is an Oakijak deck. So the spirit of Oakijak is with us as we play this deck. Kind of like the spirit of Boltzmann, the spirit of Copa. These are other wild mode players whose decks I've featured in the past. So similar to them, the spirit of Oakijak, who is the deck author for this deck, is with us, and that improves your RNG by 300%. At least it does for me. Don't know if it will work for you, so please don't go craft all the cards for this deck, play the deck and say, Darkseeker, the spirit of Oakijak did not come to me, and I lost all my games. No, for me, the spirit of Oakijak is always present. Okay, buffing up our Undertaker. Our opponent is a battle cry centric deck. I feel terrible doing this to a Shaman. You all know how much I love the Shaman class, so I feel terrible doing this. We are taxing our opponent here with the Nerobar Weblord. They are not happy about this. The question is, do I trade or do I go face? I'm trading because at heart, I'm a control player. I mean, years of playing Reno Shaman will do that to you, right? It will give you that control-centric mindset because it's all about surviving when you play Reno Shaman. Surviving till your Shadow Walk turn. Which usually happens in the really, really late game, right? Oh gosh, they are really upset, aren't they? They are really, really upset. Embalming Ritual, interesting pickup here. But let's look at Shadow Visions and see maybe what we can get. Because we've got a few spells that could be interesting here. Rally, Embalming Ritual, Mind Blast. I think they're all pretty good, actually. They're all pretty good in their own way. I'm really not sure what to take, so I'm going to take Rally for Resurrection. 2 copies of Rally. And Embalming Ritual, I really don't know which minion to put this on. All of these minions potentially are good to have resurrected.
Do not make me call the lightning.
You know, Nerobar Weblord. because of how it disables our opponent's battle cries, the bird because it disrupts their draws, the Undertaker because it can be buffed up if it comes back to life from the embalming ritual. Okay. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Just the 3-2. Because of double Narrowbar Weblord. Yeah, so I'm really not sure what to play the embalming ritual on here. I think our opponent has rage quit.
I am impressed.
I think they've rage quit. Okay. Double Narrowbar Weblord has upset our opponent. Oakijak, if you're watching this, what would you put embalming ritual on here?
I'm coming.
Is it more obvious than I'm making it out to be? This is not lethal, right? When you look at the damage added on by the Void Touched Attendant. So I'm going to trade with the 3-2. But I'm going with deck disruption here. So, we have shuffled some birds into their deck. And now we're going to put more birds in their deck when they kill this bird. So, I value that. I also forgot that I'm a priest. I don't play a lot of priest. So I'd forgotten I'm a priest and my hero power can heal. So healing the Undertaker seems sensible. They just played Ice Fishing. But Toxfin is going to cost them far too much mana. Wow. Those Weblords are paying off significantly. It looks like we won't even need to use the rallies here. Oh, we just win. Oh, wow.
Xyrella versus
Alright, let's look at one final game.
With the might of a machine, I will fight to protect the wild.
I will light the way.
Now, it's Druid. Oh god, we just picked up Xyrella. Way too early for Xyrella. That's going to be a dead card. Okay. Our hand just looks really awkward here. No 2 drops, no 3 drops to go with the Undertaker. Really? Jade Idol. If they are playing that on the board, I assume that they have another copy in the deck somewhere. But they put that onto the board, I think, seeing the need to try and establish something on the board. Gangster? Really? Well, my Undertaker is dead. I didn't draw anything to play alongside it. Couldn't buff it up. Wait a minute, they didn't attack. And now it's just dead. I'm very confused by what is going on. I'm very, very confused. Okay, now my Undertaker dies. But the opponent is taking damage, slowly but surely. And what a bizarre deck they're playing. It's a Jade Druid with some quite interesting cards. I'm quite excited to see what they've got. Still a bit of an awkward hand here on floating mana. But on a positive note, we got a Leper Gnome back to life. Ooh, Abomination. What a thing to pick. Considering it's now going to kill their 2-2 when it dies. Although I can't kill it this turn.
Bring out your dead.
So we kill off the Leper Gnome, buff our Undertaker.
The end begins.
Another Leper Gnome, another buff. Okay. Was there a better way of doing that turn? Oh, it's been buffed! Again! Oh, it still dies. I got excited for a moment. And then realised, yeah, 2 damage, AoE, death rattle. I can't help but feel that I'm not playing this in any kind of optimal sense, but I don't think I need to worry too much. Because I'm just looking at this Xyrella, and I'm thinking it's going to be insane when I do play it.
The end begins.
Another Leper Gnome! Okay. Once again, floating a mana, but it's fine. What I should be doing, if I was a proper Hearthstone player, is writing down, making a note of how many Leper Gnomes have died in this game, and how many other deathrattle minions that do damage have died, because that will do my calculation for Xyrella in terms of how much damage is going to be going to our opponent's face. Well, we have an interesting turn that will be upcoming in terms of double rally. Now, I was tempted to play double rally on that last turn, but seeing the bird in our hand, I thought, no, let's play the bird, get the bird killed off, and then we'll play double rally. And we'll then get 2-3 drops on the board as well. Because up to this point, I've not played any 3 drops. So double rally would only have brought back 1 and 2 drops. So I'm just a bit greedy for value here on the rallies. What are they doing? Oh god, they're buffing the board. So their plan is to overwhelm me with their board. Huh. Well, we start with Raise Dead. See what we get. Oh, that's perfect. The Undertaker.
Bring out your
Oh, look at the value here. Oh, so much value. Beautiful board. Beautiful board. Now, has anyone been counting how much damage my Xyrella is going to do? I mean, was it lethal on that last turn if I'd played Xyrella? I don't know. I've not been counting the number of Leper Gnomes that had died prior. What would I have been worried about on that previous turn then? This is a Jade Druid playing very strange cards, so Savage Roars? Could that be a possibility in their deck? Oh, there's another Jade Idol. That's the second Jade Idol. They're not shuffling it. They know they need ball presence. Alright, let's go for a big finish here. So, we need to kill off the Leper Gnome. We'll throw that damage face. And now, for the main event. It's time for Xyrella.
Those we love are never.
And we don't need the Void Touched Attendant for this, but it's just funny. Oh dear. 3 Leper Gnomes, 4 Leper Gnomes, bird, 5 Leper Gnomes, draw a card, 6 Leper Gnomes, 7 Leper Gnomes, bird, any more? 8 Leper Gnomes, 9, oh my god. That's pretty awesome. That's a lot of damage. Probably should have played Xyrella a turn earlier then. Oh well. Ladies and gentlemen, Oakijak's Death from Within Aggro Priest. What a really fun deck. And for me, my win-loss rate has been positive, small sample size of games, 4 wins, 1 loss, and my loss was actually the first game that I played with the deck. It was against a big rogue that basically put out a big wall of taunts on their board and I couldn't get through. And that was quite disheartening to lose my first game with the deck. But then I had these 4 wins in a row against the Hunter, the Priest, the Druid, the Shaman, which you've seen in this video. So at least for me, this deck has been working. It's worked well for Oakijak too, but do remember, it's an off-meta deck, so if you are going to try it, it's not that expensive, it's 4,880 dust. That is not too expensive, especially compared to, you know, slower control decks. So if you're giving the deck a try, remember it's off-meta, it can lose games as well as win games, so keep that in mind. If you've got any questions, post them in the comments section below, and I'm sure that Oakijak will respond to you. Now, one thing to note with this deck, it's a little bit different to other aggro decks. With other aggro decks, once you run out of fuel, run out of resources, once you lose the board completely, and if you've not done enough damage to your opponent's face, then by, I don't know, turn 6, turn 7, turn 8, you pretty much know whether you're going to win or lose the game, and you may believe it is ideal to concede if you don't see any hope in you regaining control of that game. With this deck, if you do lose control of the board, if you do start running out of resources and you just top decking and you don't see any hope, keep one thing in mind. As long as you've killed off a load of those deathrattle minions that do damage to the enemy's face, you do have your Xyrella play, which could just win you the game. So you may wish to hold out for Xyrella, as you saw in the previous clip. I think I did like 20 damage to my opponent's face just through Leper Gnomes. So hold out for Xyrella, because that lethal opportunity could be there and it will be unexpected by your opponent. So do keep that in mind. Xyrella can be your trump card in terms of an unexpected victory. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to the deck author, Oakijak. This deck has really been so much fun to play. I will see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun, but until next time, please stay safe, please look after yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.